Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Bod Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is episode 250 on September 1st, 2021. The summer is gone. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Did you say 250?
250.
And yes, the summer is gone.
250. And Jimmy Trammell.
Guys, 250.
250.
How many years did it take us to get here?
Almost. Oh, wait, we're just past 5, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because we started in 2016.
Was it 2016?
Yeah, it was like August 2016.
Yep, we're there.
So it's been 5 years.
5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, 5 years, 250, and my goodness. Do you think we have another 5 years in us?
Who was president back then?
No.
I don't know. It was an old guy.
I think it was Douglas Adams. No, not Douglas Adams.
Sam Adams. The beer guy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember.
You know,
it's so long ago. I can't think that far back. Nobody can figure that out. Does it really matter? It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Was Brett Favre still playing football back then?
I think he was in Minnesota that year.
Was Brett Favre ever not playing in
Yes.
football? Was he playing football in the Dark Ages? Because I think he was. Could be wrong.
So. I think he played before they had face masks, actually.
Oh, that's why he looks like he does.
Pre-COVID.
Huh? Yeah, I think he did play pre-COVID. I'm pretty certain he did. It's possible.
Oh, what's going on, guys? I assume you were back up and running in your school year, or is that after Labor Day?
Nope. Guess what? Yesterday was the first day of school. Today was day 2.
All right. Congratulations.
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Did your carpet get finished?
Yes, like
Okay.
a week ago.
Okay. So they gave you a week.
Yeah, that really did throw my entire end of summer into a gigantic blender, and things completely. And I love it because so the big thing that was happening beginning of the school year is I have a certain number of Chromebooks that I have to hand out to kids, and I'm running out of Chromebooks awfully fast. There's a lot of people who are sending their kids to school, which is great, but I have people. All right, I have got 4 more kids, and it's like I'm running out of Chromebooks, so we're working on that. So it's a problem that we didn't anticipate. So
you're gonna start having to give out like the painted books.
That's true. Well, no, actually, the journalism kids said they're going to be running these Dell laptops and Latitudes that are going to be running the Adobe Creative Suite. So those were about 20 I was able to pull back and redistribute. So it's like, okay.
Where did Dell? So Dell has been all in on Latitude. Why haven't they done a line that's Longitude?
Well, if they did the Longitude line, wouldn't they have to make it like a vertical computer?
Yeah, so I'm thinking like desktops. They've got some. They're taller than
the Longitude.
The number, right? The higher the number, the taller it is.
Actually, this is a prime opportunity for somebody else to capture that name before Dell does and says, oh, yeah, they've got the Latitude. We've got the Longitude. I think it's an excellent idea. Somebody do that.
Yeah. Well, why don't they hire Jimmy Buffett just to sing Latitude as in the Attitudes?
Is that a song?
It is.
He has a song other than Margaritaville. I thought that was like his only song.
He's got a lot
Like
of
people go
songs,
see him in concert and you just listen to him sing that for like 2 hours.
Well, you know that's why he makes money,
Oh.
right?
Most people are usually drunk when they watch him anyway. Right? So
How do
he
you
could
spell-
probably actually just do that.
I have to look up how to spell longitude.
It's long. It's like long attitude. Longitude.
Longitude.
That's how it's spelled.
Longitude with it is an I.
Mhm.
That's all right. So such a weird. Ah, that's what it is.
Language is weird.
Words are hard. This is a thing that has come across many a times in the past week. It's like I need the thing and the stuff over. Words are hard. I can't tell you what I need, but I do need your help. It's like, okay, I can help you. it's we can do that.
My daughter corrected me on something that I said wrong, that I think I started saying wrong intentionally many years ago, and it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And my response to her was, "Did you understand what I wanted?" Yes. Okay. Then we're good.
Words are inaccurate but effective.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Should we talk news?
I guess.
All right. Well, why don't we talk about Latin America? Disney has launched Star Plus. This is a brand that Disney has picked up in their purchase of the 21st Century Fox purchase that they got. They got the access to the Star Plus streaming service brand that has been used in many other countries around the world outside the United States, and they have launched the Star Plus brand as a standalone service that is right next to their Disney Plus services that are available in that area. This is kind of their version of a Latin America focused version of Hulu with its own shows and things, because they don't have Hulu outside the domestic United States.
So
And
they basically repurposed Hotstar,
Yes.
which for those of you that don't know, Hotstar was the service that gave like Southern Asian, or brought Southern Asian programming to the U.S. Southern
I didn't know
Asian
that.
and I think cricket. But so the thing that I'm wondering is, so did they win the lawsuit? Because if you remember a couple months ago, we talked about how Stars was suing them, saying that the name was too confusing, that they were being ripped off because they apparently own anything related to the word star. Because that was when they announced they were gonna do the Star Plus.
That is correct. That was from June, and
The fact that they're launching it, I'm guessing either they won or they just said, "Come at us."
or somebody somewhere just went ahead and said, we're going to pay you this amount of money for you to just drop the suit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Or Disney's just said, "Hey, we're
Yep.
Disney. We've got all the money.
Yep.
Come at
Yep.
us, and when you go bankrupt, we'll engulf you in our catalog."
So Stars, their service in Latin America is called Stars Play, and Disney's got Star Plus.
Plus, yes.
Yeah.
Singular.
So so I can understand the bit of confusion there, but at the same time, I'm certain
it's different enough.
Right.
That's like someone going to buy a Playboy but ending up with a Playgirl, and I couldn't tell the difference. They both have play in the name. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Star Plus does sound like a nice name for a science fiction channel, doesn't it?
True, but this is not going to be true science fiction. It is going to be a series of content that's tailored to Latin American tastes. It's got some Latin American based shows in there, animation of sorts, some movies releases as well. So yeah, this is all kinds of stuff that is under which is under the purview of Disney being released for outside of the Disney brand for Star Plus. And they can get a combo apparently for of the two services, Disney Plus and Star Plus. There's a combo plus that they're selling on there. I want a combo plus.
Those aren't those the things where it's like a cracker with weird cheese stuff inside of it?
I've never heard of that. Oh, you're thinking
Combos.
you're thinking of combos, the nacho, ordinary nacho things, right?
Yes. I
But
guess.
the things with it is, doesn't it have peanut butter in the middle or something?
They had different varieties. All I
All
know is
different
kinds.
the pizza one was absolutely disgusting.
I've never had a combo. And I won't have the chance to have a combo plus unless I live in Latin America. So I guess I'm missing out. All right, we have a story here about Apple buying yet another company. That's what they do every once in a while. Apple has acquired the classical music streaming service PrimePhonic. Never heard of PrimePhonic? Neither have I, but that's okay. PrimePhonic was a streaming service that catered specifically to classical music artists, and they are going to use this integrated the PrimePhonic solutions and their content and their playlists it directly into the Apple Music ecosystem, providing with some interesting and special classical musical specials. I mean, I'm trying to think here. What in the world in classical music you could not get anywhere else?
Well,
I don't
okay.
get that.
So the reason that this is a story is that this subscription was created because Apple didn't have in its library a good selection of classical music.
Really? They didn't?
Which is why Apple bought them.
Oh, well.
Because if they already had the music, they wouldn't need this.
I have Apple Music. I can listen to it. Okay.
But
I mean,
this,
I didn't count how many it was.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. For like laymen like us.
Yeah, Beethoven's Fifth is on every service.
Yeah,
right?
you've got the big popular stuff. This was a purely classical focus. It's going to have all the obscure stuff that
Gotcha.
people that are obsessed with classical music want.
Maybe it's all the symphonies that they are around the world.
It's
that
all
kind of thing.
Stuff. But the real thing about this story is that Apple bought it and then basically told everybody, yeah, we're shutting down the service.
Oh, jeez.
And they said, well, we're going to give everybody 6 months of Apple, free Apple. But if I was one of these subscribers, I'd be pissed. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them are, because if they wanted to subscription to the Apple Music, they would have already had one. They chose to go this other way, and then Apple basically took it. They claim that they're going to be sometime next year going to be launching a new service in its place. But,
What again, classical service specifically, or
yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't think there's a lot of details. Yeah, it says Apple Music plans to launch a dedicated classical music app next year, combining PrimePhonic's classical user interface that they liked, but yeah, current PrimePhonic subscribers will receive 6 months of Apple Music for free, providing
access to hundreds of thousands of classical albums and lossless and high resolution audio.
But I mean, man, it's just, I wouldn't be happy about that. Much like I assume most of them probably aren't either.
well, if you do feel strongly about this either way, please let us know by emailing us at thevodsquad@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So I got an email, and I think Jeremy got this email too, or a similar one, about this next story. The broadcasting network known as Locast, which bills itself as a nonprofit rebroadcasting service over the internet for your local TV stations, was brought to a court, and a federal judge has come up with a partial ruling on their service, saying that their service does not necessarily work under the provision of the Copyright Liability Act, or the Act of Copyright Liability. Essentially, it's the Act in particular says that they're able to get money for the service just for the maintenance of the service. But the $5 that a month that they're asking for is more than that maintenance would be, and so that Locast was able to be expanding their service, and because of that, they are technically breaking that exception to the copyright law. This case isn't over yet, so we'll see where it goes from here. But that is an interesting understanding of how that exception is supposed to work. Of course, all the big cable companies and broadcasters are really happy about this, and Locast has vowed to make a difference in the future.
We've been talking for years about how Locast had a good thing, but by soliciting money, they opened themselves up to the same scrutiny that caused Aereo to collapse. But on the other hand, this is only one. This is a federal judge in New York. This isn't like the final say. And as people know about New York lawmakers typically bow to whoever is going to fund their reelection campaign. So there is hope that it may go a different way when challenged in other areas. Best case scenario, New Yorkers lose Locast, but everybody else gets to keep it. The real thing, the thing that was the stickler was the fact that they were using the money raised from the $5 to fund expansion.
Right.
And that's where they were able to say, okay, well, if you're able to use this for expansion, clearly it's more than you need for maintenance. Because if they were getting separate funding for expansion, they could have probably claimed that the $5 was, strictly being used. But I don't know if you call that misuse of funds, or the judge saw it as a proof of surplus,
right,
as profit. Aereo.
I'll read from the email that I got, right? So it says in here, the court concluded by interrupting the programming to ask users for donations and suspending those interruptions. Suspending those interruptions based on whether the user made contributions. Locast was actually charging a fee, not merely seeking voluntary contributions.
Okay. So that's another piece that looks like.
So that's the email that I got, right? Yeah. So they say by just asking for donations, that was the same as charging a fee, is what this court in New York declared.
They weren't just asking for a fee; they were stopping the video.
Yep, and doing it every so often.
And like it was several times an hour, which I had confirmed by my neighbor who started using it.
It's just a few seconds.
But the problem is, it doesn't just the experience they've had was it doesn't just restart playing. You get kicked back, and then you have to go navigate back into the channel. Wabbit pointed out there was another email that came out late in the day that going forward they will not turn off the video if you do not contribute.
Yeah, and this is kind of stuff that the guys from Lowcast, the founder, was basically like said that he'd love to be sued so he can basically work out what the law is and to test the law at this point. And this is they might be able to maneuver themselves into a situation where they can continue to do their thing and fall within the guidelines that are being drawn here.
I hope so.
I hope that Lowcast does not disappear like Aereo. I hope this is a service that can continue for a long time. So I'm excited to see if this can continue, and I would be sad if this really did die.
I think asking for contributions and saying that equals charging a fee is a bit of a stretch, in my opinion.
Well, no, like PBS runs commercials for themselves. They always have to raise money for the programming, but it didn't shut down your video and then cause you to have to go back and reload the. They did it as like a commercial break, which. Right. I don't have a problem with commercials, but, even if they just put a bug over the screen in the corner that says, hey, like a pop-up ad that slides in, that would have been fine. The Wabbit says that, he thinks that the forced contribution was problematic. And I've been of the same, or I've been critical of that just from the fact that they were interrupting the stream to do that.
Right.
And that's where it becomes freemium, not free with support.
So I wonder if if they adopt the PBS model.
So the DBS model would be, hey, we're going to go ahead and continue giving your service, but now we're going to take over the ad breaks and be saying, please donate our money so you can get more donations. And then they don't have to do that again, the pledge drive again, until they need more money, essentially. So they sit on that money until it runs out and do another pledge drive.
So we're doing pledge drives every day.
It
Prove that it didn't run out, bro.
It has changed.
But I've been excited to see the growth of Lowcast. Again, there were things that they did that I didn't like. They didn't feel good to me, and those are literally the things that kind of caught up with them. So yeah, if they're gonna not interrupt the video or end the stream anymore, that's good. Hopefully they can work through this and they don't go the way of Aereo.
And am I the only one that finds this interesting that this case comes up right as football season is getting started?
Well, you could always probably some sports ball somewhere is always getting started some time of the year. So
if I remember right, in New York they can't get sports ball. Oh, maybe that was just the Yankees on any streaming service. They can't even get it on TV.
So sad,
because it's owned by a specific network. The only fans or something like that.
Don't think it's that. I could be wrong.
No, I think Claude's right. It's only fans.
Watch the Yankees on OnlyFans. Okay, no, please don't get me into the horrible tirade about blackouts and baseballs and other sports.
We don't want to.
We've done that a couple times.
How about I get you in a terrible tirade about the fact that your Shield TV is never going to get Android TV 10?
What? What are you talking about? Nvidia Shield TV will not be getting Android 10 update? But why not? Oh, that's because Nvidia says it really isn't getting anything all that special, and the version 9 that they're running now is running.
They basically said we don't wanna.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's fine. You wouldn't tell the difference really because we do enough customization on it that you won't see what we'd see, and they'll probably do another major upgrade when something actually useful comes out for it. So.
I mean, 11 is the big jump. So, I mean, theoretically, they could go to 11 now. I think 11's still technically beta, but they could if they wanted to. And hopefully that's what they're working on. But yeah, if you were hoping to get a Android TV 10 on your Nvidia, whatever, come at me. You're not.
Is that how do you pronounce it? Come at me? Come at me. Okay.
Come at me.
I was just come at me. Yeah, well, if you've been really wanting to have that Android 10 on your Nvidia Shield TV, you're just gonna have to wait till they go to 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is. Okay, here's an interesting product. Panasonic is offering a new wearable device that is designed for gamers. It's intended for gamers. It's called what is it called? It's a thing that's called it has a wigs and has true mages with it. I swear to you, that's actually buzzwords they put on this thing. Yeah. Yes.
This thing is ridiculous and I love it. It's it's a neck pillow with speakers in it.
It's called the Sound Slayer.
Yes.
It is a very large padded device that goes around the back of your neck, over your shoulders, and down in your chest a little bit. It has at least 4 speakers, from what I can see. That some of them are going to be behind your head, some are going to be in front of your head, to give you that truly immersive experience of those explosions literally hitting right next to your head.
Okay, so here's the thing. The thing that makes this product great is the graphics they chose, Panasonic chose to demonstrate. They're ridiculous. But when you get past that ridiculousness, this, I think, is actually really cool. This is what I want for listening to TV in bed.
Yeah, actually, this would be good.
Does it also double as a neck massager?
If you turn up the bass high enough,
you gotta
most likely.
Yeah, you just listen to somebody go.
That's what this is really for. This is for ASMR. So when she's blowing in your ear, it actually sounds like she's blowing in your ear.
Yeah. So now it's an accessory for OnlyFans, right?
Well, I guess because I think Twitch kicked off all the ASMR people.
I love this story because that first image is an artist representation of this, and that guy looks completely like he's a little bit too serious, but like then you go decide, well, that's an interesting artist representation. Then you go down to the next picture, and it has a picture of an actual person with it, and he's like. He looks like his face is about to explode with joy.
His face is going to explode with joy because the ASMR dragon is breathing fire directly into his ear.
Ow! Unfortunately, it's $300 though. Is it worth it for $300?
Okay, so it's also worth noting that Bose put out a neckband speaker not too long ago. That's what this is actually very similar to, which is also $300. So the question is, which one's going to be better? And so, this one, sorry. No, the $300 was the Bose one. The really? Article says we also enjoyed Bose neckband, though it comes in at $300.
This one was
$200. $199. Yeah. So yeah, I think wigs and mages not quite, because Panasonic snuck in that extra S. I don't
wearable immersive gaming speaker system with true mages, majestic augmented gaming environment sound system.
It has a physical USB-A cable.
Well, that's how they can probably get the surround. You can plug it in. They'll give you the full surround through the USB-A audio. Makes sense.
Okay, maybe this wouldn't work in bed.
Yeah, maybe not. Oh well, it's I'm really thinking this is a good idea for me. I want to try it.
I like the form factor. I really like that form factor. I've seen similar products where for people that are like walking around, like for LG used to have that neck band. There was a Bluetooth thing for your phone, and that was just obnoxious. But if you're sitting on a couch or in your house, this makes absolute perfect sense. So,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. I got something that does not make any sense at all.
Okay. I like that.
If I'm reading this story correctly, I'm completely confused. Google has announced and apparently released the Google's YouTube Music app for Wear OS. It works with any device that is running the new Wear OS 3 platform, which is only the new Samsung devices which haven't been released yet. So you can't use it yet. And it's a streaming music application that also apparently you can't stream music with it. So Google, get it together, man. I don't understand.
Okay.
This is okay. They've got the app out early. I'm sure it's being tested by people, and that's fine. But it is interesting that they've got this out early for devices that the normal public can't get yet. So
I think in this scenario, Google came in on time. Samsung is late.
Oh,
I'm assuming that when everything was put into motion, the Wear OS 3 devices should have already been launched, but at some point they got pushed, probably due to parts scarcity, manufacturing issues over this year. Probably delayed some stuff. So, I would assume that's why they're not being released at the same time. But on the bright side, at least if you're looking forward to this, when you finally get your new watch, the app will be available.
Nice. All right. Next story is about a new pair of headphones that is coming out, and it's the new ANC Under Armour over-the-ear headphones made especially for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. That's right. These are heavy-duty cans that are apparently large enough to fit over his head, so they'll probably fit mine. And they have a very large. Let's see, he got his Bull logo on the side, which is interesting. They're made by JBL. I'm sure they're perfectly fine speakers. But the thing that really shines out to me is that they have a 45-hour battery life. Which, yes, please. This is what I want in all my headphones, wireless stuff.
Okay, so these are specifically designed to stand up to the abuse that you would working out. So with the water and waterproof, sweat proof, you're gonna drop it, you're gonna whatever.
Exactly what I want.
So he launched another set of headphones about 2 years ago. I think it was 2019. They were in-ear. Again, Under Armour, JBL, branded JBL. I never heard any mention of it outside of the article that I read announcing it. And I'm afraid these are going to be the same.
Probably.
The thing that really kills it for me is the article points out how the headband is extra grippy to, for working out. That's probably fine if you're bald, but if you have hair, extra grippy is the last thing you want because you adjust it a little bit. Now you've got hair getting pulled in places that no, thank you. I have enough trouble getting my headphones off without getting my hair all tangled. I don't need them actively trying to
hold on to it.
Also, I don't know the price. I don't think the price is going to be something that $300.
$300 is what these are going to cost. So
I paid like $160 for those JBL speakers. or headphones, and they were terrible. Those gaming ones.
Mm.
I'm not paying twice as much for this. I don't
45-hour battery life's impressive, though.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm really excited about. Very frankly,
Who's
so I
gonna
want
work
more
out for 45 hours.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that I put them on, I use them, and I go, oh, it's at 70%. Cool, I've got more than a day left. Throw them down, I pick them up. Oh, I'm at 20%. Man, I better charge them in the next 3 or 4 hours.
I charge these like once a week, and I get, and that I don't even technically need to. I get more than 12 to 15 hours on them.
Yeah, I just love the idea of things with the number of hours measured in dozens is good. I think that's a good thing because unfortunately that I'm currently wearing, these are JBLs, just by the way, and they sound great.
Yeah,
but
as I mentioned in my ranting about those that gaming headset, the whole reason I was so disappointed is because I hold JBL in high regard. I always have. I've always been a fan of Harman products, whether it be JBL, Infinity, Soundcraft. But yeah, hopefully these are better. Oh, and these are tuned specifically to his liking. So there's a good chance that you may get them and go, "Oh, these sound terrible.
These are horrible."
Well, they were tuned so that you can listen to his gospel rap pie.
Is that what it is? Is that what he listens to?
No, he put out a terrible gospel rap several years ago called Pie.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. How about this? You guys with your iOS devices, your iPhones and your iPads have been wanting for a while, apparently, the ability to play YouTube videos in a PIP mode, picture-in-picture mode. This is allowing you to continue to use your device or watch a different video at the same time as having a video running. I can understand why you'd want to do that, because maybe you want to have this video on YouTube running while you're doing other things on your device. Makes a lot of sense. And if by chance you are watching this on the corner of your iPad, let us know at thevodsquad@gmail.com.
How long ago was 2015?
6 years ago.
Okay. That's how long I've had this feature on my Android phones.
I know. And the funny thing is this is yet to actually come out on those iOS devices.
Okay.
They're testing it. It's going to be they're doing premium testing, which is if you are a person with premium, you can test it right now.
Now ask me how many times I've used it.
Once.
Intentionally.
Once?
Never intentionally. Many times by accident, but never intentionally.
Okay. Actually, I use the picture-in-picture thing every once in a while too, but mostly it's because, I can do that? Oh, cool. Oh, let me just do this other thing. Okay, let me get back to my video. Yeah, it's basically it. But I can see in the larger iPad situation that actually could make sense. But on the phone, it's too small of a screen.
I would normally say I'll just listen if I need to do something else. But as most people know, that if you switch away from on the mobile device, if you switch away from YouTube, it stops playing. So
unless you have premium.
So window mode makes sense in that scenario.
Sure.
Because it'll force it to keep playing. Can you just make the window small enough that? But
yeah, I sometimes close my window in my YouTube app because I don't want to listen to it anymore, whatever, and it keeps playing, and I'm like, stop it. Turn this thing off.
Oh, I hate that new thing where they minimize it down. You try to go back out of it, and it's like, oh, I'll keep playing it, but minimize it down, and you're like, go away, and trying to swipe it away. I deal with that every week at the end of our stream.
That's great. All right. Well, if you do want to watch stuff maybe on your Switch, I've got a thing for you. You can go ahead and download the Pokemon TV app for your Nintendo Switch.
Wait.
That's right.
There's a Pokemon TV app?
Well, there's like a lot of Pokemon cartoons. They've been over the years. I mean, a lot more than you think there should be. An awful lot. And then there's, of course, people watching, professional tournaments happening on Pokemon on the service now, and you can see people, giving reviews of the new stuff that's coming out and gameplay from upcoming games, and so video game competitions that are coming up for this stuff. Yes, this is a service that you can use on your Switch to watch, download all kinds of Pokemon related content, including the TV shows. Gives you links to the various games that are in the system for you to purchase as well. So it is for those people who Pokemon is life. This is for you. I'm sure you will enjoy it. For me, I will always wonder why Ash has those weird lines on his face. Somebody said it was because of something like he's got scraggly beard or something. I don't get it. No, that's just not right. So, it's wrong. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is Team Rocket is still the greatest. I feel bad for them. They need their own dedicated season or series.
All right. So there's a guy who really loves his NES, his Nintendo Entertainment System. And he apparently also has a really big, huge, love in his heart for Google Maps. So what he's done is he's decided to put Google Maps onto his Nintendo Entertainment System. That's right. You can use this very, very modified copy of Dragon Warrior, or what also known as Dragon Quest, and has a full, total conversion of Google Maps in it that allows you to go around and searching and zoom in on various pieces using the Dragon Quest tile set in order to see things that are on the Google Maps app. All this on a single cartridge for you to see. It's actually kind of like a pretty
so does he have a way to put this console into his car for navigation?
Well, obviously there must be a way. I'm sure he can probably do that. I saw this and it just made me smile. I had to put it in. I'm sorry, guys. It's just like this is just too good.
I assumed when I read the overview, I assumed that he probably it required a different cartridge for each city. Remember, like back in the early GPS days where you would basically download for the city where you were, and if you were going to travel, you needed to make sure you downloaded that info so that you would have it. I figured it would be like that. So does he have somehow, or how much does he have on here? Is it like the whole US or?
It's the world, and you can go around the map,
including
and you can
Antarctica?
zoom in. I believe so. I don't know how close you get. I didn't get that into that. It is also, he's modified the NES to actually itself as well to make this work as well as he'd like to. It's not just the cart, but yeah, it's pretty impressive what he's been able to pull off. This is what I want to happen here. I want the guys from Google to see this and go, huh, interesting. Okay, cease and desist. But other than that, that's cool. We want to make a version of Google Maps that uses this tile set. So when you look it up, you can bring up that one of those layers of 8-bit and Nintendo mode. I want that.
That brings up something. On my way home today, I passed a Google Maps car, and that thing looks like it had the crap beaten out of it. I'm pretty sure somebody rolled it like 3 times, and they just put new cameras on it. Yeah, either that or the wrap that they put on it like 5 years ago, it just isn't holding up, and Google isn't bothering to rewrap them because they had that weird like mosaic, multicolor scheme on the car.
Yeah,
and it just that thing looked. Someone.
No, I have never seen one of those vehicles. I guess I've just never been that lucky. All right.
Whenever I see them, I always flip them off because I know someone's going to be going in there to manually remove me anyway, and just give them something to be glad that they're justified their job.
Well, he's awfully nice of you. I gotta say, it's just nice. Here we go. Is the studio has launched a way for them to what they did is they launched a camera that's was able to take a very high resolution 360 video outside of the International Space Station. By doing this, they are made it available an experience that you can have in using a VR device in order for you to have a virtual spacewalk. This system is set up with a very, very high-end Zcam V1 Pro. It has 9 4K sensors going on it to give you a 360 view in 8K resolution, so you can be seeing everything however you want. And I don't know where you can get this. It looks like it is something available in the Oculus Rift.
I can guarantee that it will never be available on Amazon in any fashion. You know why?
Why is that, sir?
Look at that picture. What is prominent in that picture?
A
SpaceX
capsule.
Yeah.
That which I personally think that they're putting this out there as, hey, we did this to, for you. No, this is a very blatant middle finger to Bezos saying, hey, look, that's my capsule.
You think so? You think this is
where's the Blue Origin capsule? Where's the Blue Origin?
You think Musk was funding these guys?
Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised if Musk funded, set this all up.
So this is going to the Oculus store, so that's what you're going to be able to get to see experience.
And when you use it, there will probably be Tesla ads.
That's possible. All right. So interesting story. This whole Windows 11 thing and whether or not people will be able to run it, and if you have the
whether or not
hardware.
People want to run it.
Yeah, that's a good question too, because it's got a whole bunch of stuff that you may be wanting, like those rounded corners. They do look awfully nice. Rounded corners, those are the things of the future, man. They look so nice.
Rounded corners are so like 2 months ago.
Yeah, well, I don't know when you're talking about something that had rounded corners. I can't think of a thing.
I was just thinking of when we were on Twitch.
Yeah. That's a good point. We lost our rounded corners. That's right. We're like protesting.
Now we're edgy.
No. They've announced that they are going to allow people to install Windows 11 on older PCs that do not have access to the recommended hardware. What the deal is this: if you do have the specified hardware that they do support, you have a Windows 10 PC, you will be offered the upgrade as just like any other major update from Microsoft. So you'll be able to just click on the link and download and install the newest version of the operating system. If you do not meet those requirements as they have specified before, that will never pop up for you. But you will be able to download the ISO if you know what you're doing. Download the ISO and you will be able to install from scratch. But as we see in our next story, if you don't have all those features, have all those recommendations, they may not be giving you updates, and which scares me because, quite frankly, can you imagine all the people installing Windows 11 on their machine and not getting updates?
I'm pretty sure that number is going to be very low because the people that install it on their machine that isn't supported, it's probably not going to be stable enough to get to the update screen, so they don't have to. I'm thinking back to people trying to install Windows 95 on like their 386.
That was me, man. I did that.
Yeah. And how great was it?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was all right. It wasn't great. But okay.
I mean, this has always been a thing. There's a reason they have minimum
right, but hardware. At the same time, my Radeon, not my Radeon, my just under the wire Athlon, not Athlon, the Ryzen processor. It's a the 1500X that I've got. It's just, half a heartbeat too slow for them, and it would run it just fine.
Yeah.
It would be not a problem, but unfortunately, apparently I won't be getting updates, which makes me go,
okay. Yeah, no, that's so then you just say, all right,
run Linux.
well, I'm not going to run Linux.
I am.
You can.
Heck yeah. Linux is awesome, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
But they did announce a date finally. They are going to be Windows 11 will officially be available on October 5th.
Which I think is similar to the rollout for Windows 8. I know that was in October.
They do like October dates, don't
Yeah.
they? It's a thing. I wonder.
Yeah, because I went to the store and got a physical copy that I had pre-ordered.
Of 8?
Yep. I loved 8. Especially before you brought it up a couple weeks ago and reminded me that the start menu or the start button didn't always be there. And then once I thought about it, I remembered I was very angry when they added the start button back. I liked because all you had to do was hit the Windows key on your keyboard and it still did it. I liked it not being
I
there.
know, but you didn't have to support 50 teachers who didn't know where to press the button in order to open up the menu to open up their Internet Explorer. They were just lost without the button because they need to have the button. And yeah, sorry.
And that was the beginning of them destroying what was great about Windows 8.
Windows 8
ruined the legacy.
Windows 8 should have simply have had the option to make the video button there or not, but default to have it off. That would have been fine. That would have been just fine, because then I could have said, no, we're turning it on because my users want that, and cool. But no, that's okay. Windows 8 was a good operating system, really, except for the whole Microsoft Store thing and the full screen menu thing.
Well, that was all there for the phone connectivity,
I know.
but once they abandoned the phone market, then it didn't make sense anymore.
They still have the store, just so you know. It still
I know, but nobody uses it.
We'll see about that.
There's literally, I'm pretty sure if you open it up, there's digital tumbleweeds.
Do I hear that old Western sound?
Yeah,
that old Western music? I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go. Google apparently was offering Netflix a special discount in their store fees. Google, of course, famously has been asking for their 15% for all their different apps available to them, just like all the other stores have done for the longest time, 30% at first. And so apparently that Google worked with them to see if they could figure out a way of reducing that fee for Netflix. And this kind of stuff is all the talk right now, because this very talk about the tax of having a store and how much it's going to be costing the various people. So this is all rumorville. So whether or not Google was offering Netflix a special discount right now there is no proof of it, but it looks like this was something that has been claimed to be been happening.
And that's fine, because it's a private business, and all private businesses have separate negotiations with large clients, offering them special deals. That's to be expected. Companies like Epic may be mad, but whatever. They're not on the same scale as a Netflix. It's like the NFL doesn't pay normal Pepsi prices to get Pepsi products.
What? They don't pay $2 a bottle? Really?
And there's deals, because everybody needs to be happy.
Yeah. Pepsi should be free to everybody. But that's
I agree. Pepsi should at least be free to us.
This show is not currently sponsored by Pepsi.
Pepsi, why is your logo not situated so that when someone's drinking it, you can see the logo?
Oh, that's because they're not smart enough to make sure that can on the top gets put on there exactly the same time.
I'm just being mean.
But Pepsi has the money and the talent and the ability to spend the time to make that happen, and then they would win the logo market. Mm-hmm. They'd earn their money back, quite frankly, just in free advertising all over the place.
Yeah, everybody look at the barcode and the ingredients.
And the ingredients. No, that should be the Pepsi logo and the Pepsi swish kind of thing. Totally. I completely agree. All right. Here's the thing. Clubhouse has decided that they are, they love those Apple guys. They are going to go ahead and get into that spatial audio thing because, when you're in a room with people, you wish you could hear where they're coming from as if they're virtually there and turn your head and it sounds like this. Is this the new 3D? Is spatial audio the audio 3D that, like the 3D TV thing was a thing for a while? I think this is the new 3D.
OnlyFans.
The gimmick.
OnlyFans is going to have spatial audio next.
You're not wrong. No, I don't.
Of course, I've had it since 2005, but yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like this is exactly the kind of thing that the people are going to love it. They're going to love it, and almost everybody else could care less. I don't understand what I guess I need to experience it, everyone. I haven't had the chance to go, wow, this makes a difference. So I think it makes a difference if you're watching a movie or something like that, right? But but for chatting and that kind of thing, yeah.
Well, you got to remember that when they talk about spatial audio, this isn't surround sound. This is simulated for headphones. Mm-hmm. So and I don't know. I don't think it sounds great from what I've heard. I've heard a couple different takes on it over the last year or two, but whatever.
Well, I'm a big proponent for having that virtual 3D surround sound stuff and being able to hear things. I think that's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think that is the coolest thing that we should totally be getting ourselves into.
Ooh. Okay. I just thought of if Clubhouse gives you the ability to choose what position you're speaking to a person, and so therefore it allows you to put sound for basically sneak up behind them and yell, then yes. Yes, in this scenario, I do think it makes sense. Aside from that, no, absolutely not.
I get in really close and whisper in somebody's ear. Hey, I think you're a really great guy. Just wanted to say that.
Why?
I don't know. I don't either. Why are we whispering?
Because you were.
Okay. Oh, no.
Someone just drove into a dump truck. What is going on?
No, I was just I was thinking if I can position where my other voices are, that was a cool idea. But your idea of you positioning yourself for other people,
yeah, I mean, if you just choose, because if you look at the picture, if there's like a ring and you could just choose on that ring where you're positioned with those people, then that would be cool. But I mean, it's a thing. It doesn't make sense in the Clubhouse scenario because it's not like you're in the same room with the people. There are no fixed positions. So what exactly are you spacing?
Well, that's what they're trying to emulate. They're trying to make you feel like you're in the same room.
Yeah, but unless you, yeah.
I know, but that's okay. So apparently we're not the target audience of Clubhouse, just so you know. All right, how about this? Would you like to watch HBO Max and YouTube on Spectrum TV? Because guess what? Now you can. If you are on the Spectrum TV, no, did not say if you're on the Spectrum. if you are using the Spectrum TV, you can now have access to the HBO Max and the YouTube apps right directly within the service, so you can get your awesome content available on there. So
it's about time.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a title.
Is that YouTube TV or just YouTube?
That is just YouTube, but not YouTube TV. That would be a competitor of Spectrum. So that would make sense.
That's why I was curious.
No, this is the Netflix, YouTube, and HBO Max is what they have now. Those are not adjacent directly with their cable service. So I could see why they did not want to put YouTube TV on there. So maybe someday that'd be cool.
What if I want the Comcast streaming thingy on Spectrum?
Well, Spectrum is a cable service, isn't it?
I was kidding. That was the point.
I'm not understanding. Am I on the spectrum? I don't get it. Okay.
No, apparently I am.
Well, I probably am. Just so you know, it's probably me. Hey, HBO Max app is also now landing on your Vizio Smartcast TVs, just like it's landing everywhere else. I feel like we've had like this every week. Vizio has gotten another app on their TV again. It's like, HBO Max's version.
What they've been doing is they've been sending people to the headquarters to sit outside the office of the person that makes the decision until they're finally just like, fine, we'll do it. Just go away. Just go away and don't come back. Because, they can set up a deal with it for a couple days, but when people have been sitting there for a week or two and they haven't left, they start to smell a little obnoxious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And the last story we have for the week is that Spotify is now offering you the in-flight audio solution for your next Delta flight. That's right. You get the access of a full playlist of various podcasts and popular music from available to you through Spotify on your next Delta flight. And I know the Clyde will never fly Delta again.
Well, I never fly Delta to begin with. They don't fly out of the terminal that I fly from. They fly from the big one, and I refuse to fly from the big terminal because it's a huge pain. Okay. So, good. Hopefully, but the thing that'll suck is if you're already a Spotify subscriber, you're going to have to pay Delta to use a service that you already pay for.
No, you won't. Just bring your own darn device.
Well, if you've got the music pre-downloaded.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, it's fine. It looks like this is mostly their podcast, though. This is not the music. Yeah. This looks like they're
that's
offering...
the thing that I already don't want.
I know. I was just thinking to myself, just what Clyde wants: more podcasts from Spotify. It's because Spotify, the podcast network.
Yesterday, I was driving to pick up my daughter, or I guess this was Monday. I was driving to pick up my daughter, trying to load the playlist that it makes for me that I always listen to. They've always been at the top. I had to scroll down so many times that it paused. It did a safety pause 4 times before I hit the first thing. It was all just crap that I don't want anything to do with, which is not safe. Those safety pauses are there to tell you that you were doing something you shouldn't be doing.
You were looking at the screen too much.
Burying my music and let me use the service that I'm paying for.
Right.
Yeah, I'm on the verge of canceling my Spotify.
Where would you go, sir? Where would you do with that?
Back to AM radio.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a large selection of MP3s of your music?
I am not going back to that. Okay. I've got probably a terabyte of music that all my music I curated over the years when I ripped all my CDs for storage. They were all up in Google, but that's not so easy to access anymore.
Well, YouTube Music did transfer all those over.
Yeah, I know. I tried using it, and it's
you're not happy with the camper with that.
So,
okay.
And also, I'm not gonna pay them for the.
You don't have to pay to listen to your music.
I know, but their app is kind of not great if you don't pay them. There's features I don't remember. It's been a while since I tried it.
You may want to look at it again just because they have done minor upgrades. So it's not a huge difference, but it might be better than it used to be.
Yeah, but 90% of the stuff I'm listening to now is stuff that I don't own. That's the problem. So,
pay for premium. Get all the features of premium for the YouTube as well. So it's up to you. Get the family plan or not. Right. Go somewhere else. Or you could always get Apple Music.
or Amazon Music.
I had Amazon Music for a while. No, that was terrible.
You could pay for Pandora.
Pandora?
No. Pay for the right for them to say, "Oh, you wanted to listen to this? Well, here's 20 other things that you should listen to, and we'll play instead." Related.
My wife loves Pandora.
Yeah. How are they related? Oh, they're all musical acts. They all have instruments.
All right. Okay. Well, that is the news for the week, everyone.
And that brings us to the point in the show where we like to say thank you. That is thank you to anybody that supports us via patreon.com. That's it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you want to support us, be one of those people that get thanked every week, patreon.com/The VOD Squad. You get the audio podcast early, and you get to
tell us how much you love us or hate us.
Yeah, that's the thing. Not enough people take advantage of the fact that they can tell us that they hate us.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's only love. All we get is love. Where's the haters? Where are you haters?
People could do that on the YouTube comments, but those get deleted. We don't have to listen to those. We can have those auto delete. But the patrons, they're paying us and we have to listen. So that's okay. Patreon.com/The VOD Squad.
And we won't interrupt the show.
Here we go. Rants and raves. Here we go. If I push the button. Rant, rave. What's going on? What do we got?
I do not currently have a rant or rave, but I do have a future rant or rave. I am going to be this weekend because I've been extremely busy and not had the chance to. Okay. But this weekend, we have decided that we are sitting down and we are watching the Hulu original miniseries, Only Murderers in the Building.
Oh,
I am looking forward to this. I love Steve Martin. I love Martin Short. And these two and Selena Gomez. I got no problem with her. They are making a comedy about a murder in the building, and they don't know who did it, but they sure are going to make a podcast about it and find out for themselves, being murder mystery podcasters.
Selena Gomez is making the rounds because she did that other movie with Bill Murray, the zombie movie.
Oh, yeah?
That Jimmy made me watch, and I thoroughly loved it. I watched the first episode last night, and it's good.
Very cool. I like those two. They're hilarious, and this looks exactly like the kind of thing that we could just get behind and enjoy. So yes, we are excited. We are looking forward to doing it. We have a 3-day weekend, and at least one of those days we're not doing anything, but maybe watching this show.
It's a 3-day weekend. Sweet. Goodness. I forgot about that.
Did I make your day?
Yes, you did. You made me feel better about the thing I was going to complain about here in a minute.
Okay, well then we'll stop here so you can go ahead.
We'll let Jimmy go first, though.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I've been watching Ted Lasso's second season. Really enjoying that one. That's the first season was great, and the second season just kind of picks up right where it left off, and really well done show. I think I'm about three, maybe four episodes into it. But so far, just excellent show. I can't rave enough about that show. And I also watched I watched this one over the last weekend, the Bob Ross documentary. That was if you haven't watched that one, I'd recommend, and you are a fan of Bob Ross, I would recommend watching that one. It's not going to be like the greatest documentary ever seen or anything. It's nothing like that, right? But if you're a fan of Bob Ross, then you'll enjoy this.
So I'll ask you. I heard that gets pretty contentious, I think is the word that was used.
Scandalous is the word I heard.
Scandalous? Okay.
I would say that's true in some regard, yes.
Really?
Was he like a puppy murderer by day and then fluffy cloud painter by night?
Not it's scandalous, but
not no accidents. They're just happy accidents. That's fine.
Not by Bob Ross.
Would he have been Me Too'd if he was still alive?
Oh
no, I don't think he would have been there.
Right. Okay. I didn't want you to spoil, giving actual details. I'm just trying to think broad strokes. That,
I mean, basically it comes down to, the business partners and how that, and that kind of thing. Most of the scandalous things was, by them. No. I don't guess I'm giving away too much of it because you see it right in the first few seconds. But his son, they're interviewing his son a lot in this documentary, as well as other guys that was on the show with him. So I mean, just how popular he was too. I knew that he was really popular, but I mean, just worldwide. Even my wife was telling me, "Oh I remember seeing him in Ukraine." Right? So I didn't realize that he was that popular.
Yeah. Okay.
So interesting. If you like Bob Ross, if you know who he is and watched any of his shows, back in the day, that was quite a long time ago.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but as we've joked in the past, my father's name is Robert Ross, so he's a kind of a Bob Ross. His son, I was like, please don't be named Matthew. Please don't be named Matthew. That would be really weird. His name is Steve, and I have an uncle Steve Ross. So somehow I'm weirdly related to Mr. Bob Ross in some way or another. I don't know.
Are they?
And they did live in Washington for a while.
Oh no!
Right. So they probably you may be related in some way.
Well, am I related to Bob Ross?
You're probably related to him in the way that I'm related to Paul Harvey, or at least everybody assumes last name. I am. Yeah. I was just wondering if the Bob Ross family, did they also open the Ross Dress for Less stores?
No, but my father, Richard Ross, did have a Ross department store in Central Washington for years and years and years, which is not related to Ross, the big conglomerate store. So, sometimes that gets confusing too. Ross is an interesting name to have, just gotta say.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, over the years, using YouTube TV have been interesting. Oh. I've had some nice things to say and a lot of irritation. The most recent irritation is I've been watching stuff on Disney XD because I like cartoons.
Yeah.
And I got into a show that I discovered when I was traveling watching a hotel TV back in January. Well, the problem is I watched over time. I've watched through the first season. I had just started the second season, and all of a sudden, there are no episode numbers anymore. Only for Disney. Only for the Disney shows. I went back to my other shows that are recorded, like American Dad and everything else still shows the season and the episode. Disney stuff, it's now just the recording date and the episode title, which is a problem because they don't always have the correct episode title. They don't always have an episode title. And if you know how these shows work, is they air multiple times throughout the week. So even having the air date doesn't do you any good. So now my DVR is technically full of episodes of that show, but I don't know where I left off. I'm not going to spend time to go dig through the internet and figure out what's the name of the episode. I've tried that before, and then I end up watching it and finding out that, oh, nope, this was wrong. I went through this with the most recent season of Sword Art Online, and I finally gave up halfway through because Sci-Fi was doing, or Cartoon Network was doing something different, but it's just irritating.
So YouTube TV gives you infinite DVR though, right?
Sort of. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but you just say, I want to watch the show. It gives you infinite DVR up to a certain number of days, and then it makes you watch.
The problem is it's not, I don't want to watch it out of order.
Right. I get that.
Yeah. And I don't want to be going through there going, okay, I don't think I've seen this one, and then watch it. I just wanted to be able to go in like everything else, choose the season, and then watch the next episode.
Okay, and because I'm curious, what's the name of the show?
It's The Owl House.
The Owl House?
Yes. Wendy Malick is one of the voices. I really like her. She's got a cool voice.
Oh,
it's funny. It's really funny, but
okay.
Yeah, mildly irritated.
Well, if I went just to Disney Now's website for the Owl House, and they do have season 2, episode 10, 9, 8,
yeah,
7, 6.
But I've watched stuff on their website before. I don't want to watch it on my computer.
All I'm saying is that they do have episode numbers there.
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I was saying it's just all of a sudden it just changed for that channel. And it's like all the programs for that channel. Like YouTube TV lost, or I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
It's probably the formatting of the metadata is probably what it is.
Yeah. And like I said, all I know is I don't know who to blame. I don't know if it's a Disney problem or if it's a YouTube problem, but all I know is it's a problem.
It sounds like angry. The metadata got lost in the metaverse. I'm so sorry.
I'm sad. And then I'll save it for the post show because it's a little spoilery. Mm-hmm. But I highly recommend everybody go back and watch season 10 of the X-Files. That's the one that was their return a couple years ago, where they picked up. Because the story in that season, it's a little uncanny compared when you think of the last year.
Interesting.
And we'll talk about it later. But it was something I realized the other night, and I went, oh, Chris Carter is a wizard. But other than that, I think that's it. I think that is the end of the show.
I believe we have reached the end. We are peering over the edge, and we see the abyss.
This is the end.
we are deciding whether to jump off or to turn around and go back the way we came.
My only friend, the end. But thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Remember,
Indeed.
we are here live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central on the YouTube. What?
Every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
Wow.
See, that's why we chose Wednesday. There's never any holidays on a Wednesday.
True.
Except sometimes Christmas and New Year's, but
oh,
still.
well, you know. My family's like
4th of
really?
July. Okay, I take that back.
My family goes, really? You have to podcast today? Well, it's Wednesday, you know. Okay.
But yeah, we're here live on YouTube every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. Come join us. You get to participate in the chat. You get to submit titles that we will vote on in the post show. And yes, there is a post show. If you're getting the audio version, you're missing out. But if you're here and you would rather have the convenience of listening to us whenever you feel like it and just trying to figure out what we're referring to when we make references to facial gestures, you can do that too, because the audio podcast is available anywhere where podcasts are available. It comes out eventually, but if you want it on a regular schedule, almost nearly right after this is done, become a patron, and you will have it beamed directly to your ear holes in whatever
via
format you
RSS
choose.
feed.
Yep.
I cannot wait for a future when podcasts can have automatic descriptive audio, because Matt makes strange face at Clyde.
Oh, I thought you were waiting for the time where they're just beamed directly into your brain.
No, I don't want that. That sounds painful.
I'm imagining like two cars drive by each other and the beams get crossed. Kind of like, remember back in the day when you drive too close to a radio antenna and no matter what radio station you were on, the station you're driving by would force its way in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys next week.
Enough strange faces. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Alrighty then.
You may wish to kill the audio, the recording.
I'm going to do that right now.
Recording stopped.
Yay.
No. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Wow. Willie showed up.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in forever. Nice.
Yeah. He's only here because he's not doing his thing.
Yeah, I know. He's got his own popular thing happening. Jeez, man.
I don't care why. He's here. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Willie, how you doing?
Yep.
Haven't seen you around for movie party either in a minute, but that's okay.
Hey, Will, I just wanted to let you know I did listen to your. I'm watching the various movies for the Star Wars one you were doing. I forgot what you call that.
Oh, the Cinemadvention.
Yes, and I would like to propose myself to be the person who talks to you about episode 1.
Oh, because you're gonna do it all in Jar Jar?
Oh, hell no.
Get Jury to join, and then he can do the Boss Nass, and we can reprise that. I'll dig up the clip. I'll dig up the clip to goad him into doing it.
No. But I think I can make a fair representation of the good and the bad of episode 1. If you'd have me, I'd be very happy to be the guy to talk to you about it. If you're interested, let me know. Schedules will figure something out. If you find somebody else,
have your
totally
people call his people.
I will not feel bad if you find somebody else who's more, more available, more interesting, more popular, better looking, whatever. I don't care. Just I'm offering my services available.
Oh wait, no, George Lucas.
I saw George Lucas very recently. He was in Beverly Hills Cop 3. I said, "Is that George Lucas?"
Oh, I thought you were going to say he
And
was
is
like,
that Kathleen Kennedy next to him? I was like, really? Tom Merritt. Tom Merritt, better looking. Really? You think so? Yeah, he kind of is. He's kind of rugged looking. You're right. Okay, fine.
all right. So what do we got for titles?
But we currently have the following titles. We actually have a decent number this week. It looks really nice. 10 so far. That's good. You've got the latitude. We've got the longitude.
All right.
Words are hard.
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans involves a different kind of balls. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. Nvidia waits to go to 11. The show is edgy now.
It is.
It is edgy now. Spatial audio is the new 3D. HBO Max is on the spectrum. Happy accidents do happen. Clyde can't stop his Spotify playlist. Can't spot his Spotify. You're right. I read stop. You're correct, sir. I'm less dyslexic and dyslexic. I can't remember which. Lost metadata in the metaverse. Sad.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm illegitimate. I can't read.
Willie, what is your order of, and where are you at so far in your Star Wars? I have not seen another episode of CinemaVision in my feed yet, so I'm guessing
you have to watch Rogue One first because it has one in the title. And then Han Solo you have to watch by yourself because
yeah, that's true.
Solo.
Exactly. So you've only done episode 4. Okay. If you do 4, 5, 6, and then go back to 1, that's fine. Do whatever you want. You should probably pick your order and do it in whatever order you're going to do it in. Please don't do it in a weird order. But yeah, that's cool. Just letting you know. These titles, there's some good ones so far. We have only one winner so far, but let's wait a little bit to see which actually wins.
So let me ask.
Yep.
How many of you watched season 10 of the X-Files?
I started watching it.
Okay. Do you remember roughly what was going on?
I think we got into episode 2 and then I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I remember that the Moeller got to a lab and they literally flipped the tarp off of the spaceship. And he's like, huh. And then he was the only person there to see it, so nobody else would believe him, of course. And so,
I mean, which that's all canon. I mean, because in the movie, Scully got kidnapped and he went on the spaceship to rescue her, and then she was impregnated by the alien baby. There was that there for the last half of the original series. There was that whole New World Order alien. People trying to propagate the alien DNA.
Yeah.
That was so this picks up on that storyline. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want to get spoiled, mute now. I will wave my arms like this when it's safe to unmute. But basically Chris Carter is a prophet. Because season 10 had to do with a engineered virus,
Ooh, really?
an engineered pandemic that was set in motion in order to get people vaccinated with the alien DNA.
Yeah, that won't cause any controversy at all nowadays.
So that's why I was saying, and when I hadn't even thought about that, but we were talking after movie party about X-Files, and then we were talking about when it came back, and then I remembered, yes, I mean, and I'm curious how it plays after, and like I said, Chris is obviously some sort of psychic because he called it exactly. But
So are you going to wave your arms now?
yeah. Okay. We're back.
Hey!
I recommend, and it was cool. I like the way they dealt with that season too. Because it wasn't retconned per se. That season 11 picks up in a different point. But it's still, I think they did it beautifully. And then I think that was the season. Season 10 was every season has a silly episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember if that was the one where they were dealing with what's that term when people remember things that aren't actually things, but you remember it? Like Sinbad in the Shazam movie, or Shazam. I don't remember what you call that, but they did a whole episode about that. And
nice.
But then there was and then season 11 was the one with the dude I love from New Zealand that shows up and everything now. He was a alien that got bit. Or he was an animal that got bit by, or he was a lizard person, but he got bit by a human. So they keep thinking that he's a human that turns into this animal, but it turns out he's actually an animal that keeps getting turned into a human. And he has to deal with it. And so it's basically like an opposite werewolf. But that was one of my favorite episodes because he's not Taika Waititi. Dude, he was in Voltron and all kinds of stuff. He's got a really silly voice, but I can't think of his name now. But I love him so much. And he was great. And if you watch nothing from those two seasons other than just those, watch those two funny episodes, and they're worth it by themselves because they have absolutely nothing to do with the story. That's just something they do every season.
Very
cool. We still got the show is Edgy Now. Still number one.
It's still number one, really? Really?
Yeah.
That one's winning? I mean, surprised that we're so edgy. I can't believe we're winning it. That's so edgy. Man. Oh, other than that, for me, I've been staying up late and getting things. Inventory's fun, and making things, single sign-on and SAML connections working between different products is interesting and fun, and licensing products is fun. Being a school tech guy is fun when you're alone and doing it by yourself often. Last night it was 2:30 when I decided to go to bed. So yeah. And the night before that, I think it was 4 a.m. when I decided to go to bed. So I am kind of running ragged. But I think next week will be better. I'm so happy that
so.
I'm happy school started because it's been a weird 2 years essentially at this point, feels like. And it's good to get kind of back to normal, but at the same time, we're so not back to normal. 100%. Things are so messed up.
Oh,
for me.
I got a surprise on Monday. Both of my daughters went back to school on Monday.
Yeah.
But one of them is apparently going to a different school.
What do you mean?
I knew my one daughter was switching to there's a performing arts high school here. Nearby. I knew my one daughter was switching there. That had been the plan. Well, apparently last minute, like the week before school, my other daughter decided, I'm going to go there too.
Yeah.
And I showed up to pick her up on Monday. We went out because we always go get, something to eat. And after first day and the last day of school, I went to go pick her up, and her mom said something. Oh yeah, she's at that school. I was, wait, what? Oh, thought she would have told you. I was like, no. So yeah. So yeah, both of my kids are in performing arts school. So it's going to be interesting.
Performing arts. I wonder where they got that from.
No idea.
I have no idea. I'd never be caught dead in one of those schools. They're usually filled with the type of people that I can't stand to be around.
That's the man who's completely surrounded by guitars.
Well, no, I'm talking.
I know about the people. Yeah, I know, not about the equipment.
Yeah,
that was the reason for my comment.
I know,
Matt.
I got it. I was pointing it out more bluntly.
She told me. Okay, she told me that they had their day one orientation out in the parking lot, and they had other students running around and dancing and doing stuff, and all I could think of was the opening to Fame.
Mm-hmm.
I hated that show so much. I never saw the musical that it was based on, but yeah, that show was terrible. But then at dinner, I'm in the middle of the restaurant singing the Fame song because she has no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, she also said it was kind of cringy. the thing at the school, not my performance.
Are you sure about that?
No, my performance wasn't cringy. It was way beyond cringy. Yeah.
So, I think that's official. I think it's officially the show is Edgy Now. Unless you wish me to push hard on one of these, I can make it a tie. I can't spot his Spotify playlist. Would be a good one. Quite frankly. But the show is Edgy Now is fine. I'm perfectly fine with that.
As long as the show is not edging now.
No. We definitely don't want to be edging.
We are not on OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans of all the different kind of balls.
Yes. Well, actually, if we set up an account on OnlyFans, would that make us more edgy?
If we set up an account on OnlyFans,
or would that
I don't
just
think
be weird?
Nobody would go see us.
Well, nobody goes to see us where we are to begin with. Although I will say our YouTube viewership is up.
Oh, really?
I'll have to look at.
I've not looked at it recently. Let me bring up the thing.
It's. I was looking at the statistics, and I think we're. It's not big numbers, but
we've got 80 subscribers. That ain't bad.
Well, we've had 80 subscribers for a long time. It took us 5 years to get the 80 subscribers. But,
some of them are 30 views and some of them are 9 views. So I got you.
But I mean, looking at the viewership and stuff, like I said, it's small nudges, but
yeah, it's going up a little.
We actually had a comment. But I had to delete it.
Oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Was it spam. Not appropriate? Or it was spam? Oh.
It was.
I was hoping it was just somebody being not appropriate.
It was someone, definitely a real person, offering to provide services that we definitely don't want.
Okay.
They thought YouTube was. They thought we were on OnlyFans.
Dude, that's only if we get the Patreon level of above $50,000, then we go on OnlyFans.
Willie says you don't have to be nude on OnlyFans, but it helps.
Well, I don't think it helps in our case. It actually hurts in our case.
Probably. Maybe we could outsource it to somebody.
Yeah, there we go. We need to find some body doubles. Sounds great. All right.
That would be the bod squad.
The
Bod squad.
Oh, if that was in show, that would be the title. I'm telling you, man, that would be great.
We'll put that one in our pocket and pop it up sometime
pocket that
at a
one.
later date.
We do not feel bad about reusing them if they're good.
Well, they've never been picked.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, anything else before we let Jimmy go to bed?
Jimmy, what time is it?
My time, 11:46.
Yeah, it's getting late, dude. You should probably go to bed.
How do you have 11? It should be 23:46. 11 is the morning. Are you in like Australia?
11:46, man.
Yeah,
it is
morning.
23:46 if you're using a 24-hour clock.
Why wouldn't you? Everybody should use 24-hour clock. It makes much more sense.
You know, I typically do, but on the computer, I'm just.
All my devices are 24-hour.
Yeah, I think I don't know why I didn't do that, but I typically do that as well.
I most people around me don't do 24-hour time. So if I were to try to say something it's at 1400 hours or something like that, they'd be like, what? And so that just doesn't.
See, when I first joined the military, I struggled with it because I hate math, and deleting 12 from everything drove me crazy. But then I realized
you only have to remove 2.
Yeah, just don't worry about the first number. Just delete 2 and you're good. Now, and I can delete 2. That's one thing I can do. I can't do much more than that. But I can
3
delete
and you're
2.
Screwed. 2, you can do that.
3, I get out my fingers. But
I can do 2. Okay. No, I could make a similar argument for going metric. The reason why metric is awesome is because you never have to deal with fractions ever again.
I typically like metric when it comes to tools. But I don't like the metric system as a whole. I do like gallons and quarts and the other stuff. Yeah. But I do like not having to do math, especially with like when I measure stuff with my caliper, I always use metric
millimeters.
I always use millimeters because I don't want to do fractions of an inch. Because there's 2. I have to, if I do inch, this is not open that much, but it's already it's 0.1890. That's like thousandths. I don't know. Yeah. It's too far past the dot. I don't want to deal with that.
Yep. So that the secret to the reason why you want to go to metric is because you never want to deal with fractions again.
Yeah, I hate fractions.
So that's why metric is awesome. But at the same time, you're just not used to the larger measuring units for liters and for kilometers and things like that. So you're used to miles and gallons.
I don't like liters and kilometers now.
Yeah, so I can understand that because you are so not used to that.
And I have no desire.
But if you were born with that concept, you would probably be fine with it.
Also, Celsius is stupid. I'm just going to put it out there. Celsius is stupid.
I agree. Celsius.
Centigrade, you mean?
Sure.
No, I understand Celsius. I do. I think it's a really great 100 boiling, 0 freezing. That makes a lot of sense. But really, when it comes down, it's not a fine enough.
That's why I say it's stupid. It
system for you to really have a good understanding of the temperature change for what you can feel in a room.
The difference between like 32 and 35 is drastic.
Exactly. Oh, it's 32 degrees. Oh, that's nice. Oh, it was 35 degrees today. That's insane. Really?
I know, right? That's like
3 degrees.
Yeah.
Of course, you can always marry a European like I did, and then be forced down the road of
there's any Eastern European ladies over there looking to come over, give me a shout. I'm not opposed to it.
Willie says you need to debate BK.
Yeah, but BK and I debate stuff all the time. Where have you been?
See, when
It's been working, dude.
When you marry a European, you learn what 37 degrees Celsius is on the thermometer.
Yeah. And I just like I said. Well, and the problem with all of the temperature scales is they're not actually tied to anything scientific. It's somebody said, this feels like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to start measuring from here.
Well, Celsius is actually from a certain specific measurement of a scientific thing, but it's not useful for us in the for our feelings in a room. No. You're absolutely right. It isn't.
Well, I mean, you said it best, Matt. I mean, from a mathematical standpoint, this metric system is much better than the imperial system.
Yeah,
right?
It's just easier.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason why we use the imperial system is because we were a British colony.
Right. And the foot was the length of the foot, and it changed when the king changed.
Yeah, they still use stone.
Exactly.
What is up with that?
It's because they're stone. Because stones are big, heavy things. Don't you want to know how many stones that thing is?
Or hand. Although hand is still how you measure a horse.
Yeah, you measure that's a 14-hand horse. Oh, that's a 16-hand horse. That's a big horse.
A stone is about 20 pounds, I believe.
Yeah, I'm like you said, I'm not even going there. That requires conversion because that's not anything that requires conversion, I'm out.
There are 14 pounds in one stone.
Mm-hmm.
14 pounds. Okay, that's what.
Now here's the thing that really bothers people that I know. How many fluid ounces are in 1 ounce in weight?
They're not the same thing.
I know, but that's being said. Okay. Well, I grabbed myself 4 ounces of that.
That's like asking what weighs more, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks.
They weigh the same.
They weigh
it's 1 pound.
Same thing. It'd just be a whole lot more feathers than it would be.
Exactly.
But
man, I got crushed by a ton of feathers. Oh, really?
That
sounds like that doesn't sound that. Actually, it was a ton of feathers. It killed me. It would have killed you. Actually, it's bad. But no, I've had people where the argument was, I measured out on my weight thing 4 ounces, and it says on this thing for 4 ounces, it's this many calories, and I look at them and I go, it's not the same thing.
No, fluid ounces are. Yeah.
I know. It's okay.
So like this can was 12 ounces, but it doesn't weigh 12 ounces.
I know. I know. It's a thing that I have to deal with sometimes. It's no big deal. All right, dude, we should get out of here. I mean, we've been delaying this for long enough. We're picking a title. The title is going to be. Do
I need to change it?
The show is edgy now.
All right.
Or it could be Clyde can't spot his Spotify playlist. The Willie Scott is coming in from behind. Which one do you like, Clyde?
Oh, it's already in the doc.
Oh, it's too late. All right, the show is edgy now.
Yep, the show is that's how edgy we are. I already put it in there.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and make sure you hit that thumb button. Make sure you hit subscribe.
Thumb button,
you don't have to ring the bell.
Please.
You don't have to ring the bell, but since we're doing this live, it will help. It'll help you know that, hey, they are actually live. So.
What the heck is going on with those people in that live show from the VOD Squad? What a weird show. Just the VOD Squad. Who are those guys? That's so weird. They're so edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought this was the Bod Squad.
Oh man,
I'm never coming back.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna come with a cardboard cutout of a very body person.
You're gonna do a cardboard cutout of The Rock wearing his headphones. Oh, find the picture of him wearing his old headphones, the previous ones. Go into that story, and here, if you go into that story, there's a link to his previous headphones, and it's got a good picture. I'm gonna bring it up here right now. Give me a second.
That picture?
I'm bringing it up. Here we go. This is the one you need. He looks like he was like trapped on a desert island with a volleyball for 5 years. And all he was eating was coconuts. He's like burnt to a crisp and like a skeleton. And yeah, that picture makes me want to buy his headphones. And those are from 2019.
Nice.
But all right. Okay, I'm shutting this down. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We will catch you again next week.
All right.
Have a happy Labor Day. Enjoy your communist celebration.
Sorry. What?